to TradingLounge and the European indices for the 3rd of December. With the DAX on the weekly chart here, I guess the takeaway from here is you can see that the price and the price action is really sticking to that 13,000. You know, it's got these old highs here, and this one, of course, has been sold off and it's trying to get through again. It's really trying to get out of the mud, and it's really not trending whatsoever. So I think we're going to continue to see choppy movement, but I also think we're going to see further upside as well based on what I can see with the Nasdaq. So, but mind you, I've seen the DAX, you know, be delayed, you know, days and even up to like a week, and even sometimes a bit more. So it can do its own thing. So we just really, you know, until it can get out of the mud and grab some traction and continue to the upside, there's a real problem with this here in terms of trading it, of course. So on the, I'll just cut through to the 4-hour chart here. So we can look at this in a couple of ways. Well, I'll just go back to the daily chart, beg your pardon, just to point things out. We've been looking at it as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then climbing higher. That would be in line with the S&P and the Nasdaq. Obviously, it's not a very nice wave 2, but it wasn't a very nice wave 2 on the S&P 500 either. So the other count we can have at this moving up through here as wave 1 and pulling back for wave 2 within this space. So there are two sort of options with that. So we're going to need a little bit of strategy with this. So let's take a look at both of these counts and go into the 4-hour chart now, so that makes sense where we are now with this here. I would imagine, as I spoke yesterday, that if this little high here was breached, then we're going to be obviously going higher at that point. It hasn't breached that yet, so it could just continue lower. I don't think that's the case. I think it will find its feet and push up from that point. But you know, and counting it this way would have wave 4 here with 1 here, ABC for 2 here, and then we'd have to look at all of this as wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 4 and up for wave 5. And really, I don't have a problem with that, actually. That's, I mean, it's a bit of a dodgy count. This is the more positive count where we have wave 1 over here, an A and a B and a C here, then wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 5 waves up for wave 1 here. And looking back, I thought we may have had wave 2 here, but it's really such a small correction. So I think wave 2 is there, so we can remove that. We haven't been triggered in for a long trade here just yet, so I think that can go in here somewhere. Even that's a little bit hard to figure at this particular point. Yeah, I'll just go to the 15-minute chart and just talk about our trade. So we were looking at being long above the 13.4. We could drop that also. We could drop that down onto these levels here as well, onto the 13.50. If you're really cheeky, you could also go long above this high here and also that high there if you wanted to. But what I'll do with that is I'll just make it a half trade here and a half trade here, so we're not overweight in some market that we know that can't really get out of the mud. One of the things that I do want to look at here, and I might just go back to the hourly chart here for a moment, because it's just got a cleaner picture here. And what I wanted to do was just compare it to the stock 50. Okay, so with the stock 50, if I bring that across here, one of the things that I can see here, and don't worry about the count too much, I'm just playing around with that, but the takeaway that I can see here, first of all, we're sitting on 500, which is a fantastic support. 5 has been the second strongest number, so that's a minor level there. But yeah, the takeaway from here is that this move from the top here down here as an A and a B and 5 waves here for wave C. So to me, this is corrective here. So that means that this top is going to be taken out. Also too, I think that we could also push this here for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for a impulse wave to the upside. So that means that likely that top's going to be taken out. So what we could do is we know that we've got 10. This is the next level down, the sub-levels 20 and 30 and 50. So using it as a bit of a guide stick here, I mean, obviously it's banging its head against that supply, which is this block here for this. I'm just putting that, just darkening that up because it's a minor level where these are sub levels. But you know, I mean, normally we'd look for getting a tested support on top of group 1, the 30, the number 3, then we'll go long from that point. But look, I think that if we get support on top, I think anyway, look, we don't normally trade this, but looking at it as a bit of a guide stick, it's got potential to push to the upside. Support on sitting on that 20 there, which would be on the front line of doing battle with this particular supply here, would be worthy of a small position. And then on top of the 30 here as a classic trading levels pattern, you know the routine there. So the arrival, the reaction, which will probably be pushed down because we've still got to deal with a lot of that. First high above the level, then this type of thing, and then going long from that point. This can act as a nice catalyst for the DAX, I thought. So looking at this here is telling me that it's bullish at this point. I think that we could also use the FTSE as well, which is a little bit unusual, but there we go. So with the FTSE, we've been looking at it like this here with wave 1 here, an A wave here, an A, B, C for the B wave, and down for the C wave for wave 2, and then looking for an impulse wave to the upside. So we had our first long position here, but the structure is 1 and 2 and 3. Last time we spoke, we're looking for wave 4, so it's in place. We're looking to go long above 6.4 again. I've moved the stop up here. It looks like we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, little wave 4 here, and going up for wave 5. It may not touch the top here because it didn't touch it last time over here, so just be mindful of that. If you're going to take some money off the table, you can do it in this particular space. Just put it in there. I'll leave that up to you, but there should be another little push up into there. Of course, you've got to make the decision to take a percentage or take profit here because we're going to get some type of corrective move in this space, and probably sit on this top here of 6.4, maybe come a bit lower. So you've got to kind of figure out what you'd like to do, take a percentage, and I'll do my best to get you back in over this side. Certainly we want to be going long over here again as well with all of this. So and we can go long here, we can do all sorts of things really, but you just need to decide how much you're going to take off at this particular level here. All of it, half of it, 2/3 of it, leave some skin in the game to keep you connected. I'm not quite sure what you'd like to do, but we should be going, you know, all things said and done, in the bigger picture here, if this is 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, we should be, you know, once we get support on here, we'll be going up a fair way, but I believe. So, but we need to get support on there first. So having a little bit of money, pocket money, sitting in this here so we can continue to add to it's not such a bad idea. But at the same time, you don't want to turn a winning trade into a losing trade. So understand where the stop is and take enough to secure the whole trade with a small profit, and then we'll build on that or get out. Do whatever you need to do, but anyway, just shooting the breeze. And that's that. I don't think there's anything I can really add to this at this stage. Just bringing up the daily charts here for this. So there's a couple of ways we can count all of this. I understand that, and one of them is an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave finishing there. But as soon as we make one more new high, then that C wave can disappear from that point. So when this market finds that top here breached, then I can remove that C wave here, and then we can look to the bullish count. So looking into the bullish count in line with the US, or sort of there, with the 1 and the 2 coming into play, then going into the 3, 4, 5. So that's why it's sort of a little bit important to have a bit of skin in the game for this. But there's a long way to get to support yet, and there'll be other opportunities to get in as well. But food for thought. It takes courage to build a longer term trade, and it takes a bit of thinking. You just can't be too greedy in the early stages of it. But definitely, if it's going to occur, we definitely want to be in this third wave here. So. Alrighty, that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers.